Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. I hope everyone is good. And this is another video where we are going to talk about India AI Impact Summit. We'll understand why this summit is very important, where it has taken place, what were the dates, and what is the broader topic, why AI is very important. Along with that, we will be discussing what is the investment allocation that has been done in India, and that was specifically in AI. Along with that, we'll be talking about various of the initiatives also that has been started in this particular event, as in this particular summit as well. Okay, so we will be talking about major initiatives taken here and major static portion associated with that. You can see the logo itself. Now, before you people ask me that, ma'am, why it is important, सबसे पहले तो it is very important from the perspective of AI as a broader topic, because AI and from past many years RBI and other regulatory examinations are continuously asking questions related to AI, even if it is associated with financial services, right? Even if it is associated with banking, even if it is associated with human development, also from very holistic perspective, it is very important. Integration of AI is very important, and that too with different of the sectors here. Now, from AI perspective, it is very important, but from the summit perspective, it is also very important. It was started on 16th of February 2026 only, and it went on till 20th of February, and that took place in Delhi only. Okay. Now, this was a summit where a lot of leaders, specialists, of course, investors were invited here, and they took participation here as well. When I talk about this particular summit, why it is important? Because this is the summit where India has not represented itself, but of course, India has been the leader from the perspective of entire global south as well. India has represented on the behalf of global south as well. So just try to consider it as one of the largest summit that has taken place in the entire global south, and we have represented it as well, right? Representation of the entire global south's interest has been taken into consideration, because AI is the topic where global north is also working. AI is the technology where global south is also working on it, and we need to align it very properly. Individuals and various of the economies are experimenting AI in various of the sectors, be it healthcare, be it education, be it military also. Everywhere we are aligning with it just to strengthen ourselves. So we need to understand what is the investment that has been brought in India. What are the various of the projects that has been initiated in this AI summit, that is India AI Impact Summit only. Along with that, we'll understand how it is going to benefit India also. If there is any loophole left, so we'll be talking about that as well. Before I start, let's talk about this particular image. You can clearly see this is the theme of it, and this is, when I talk about the logo of India AI Summit here, you can clearly see Ashok Chakra in between. You can clearly see Ashok Chakra in between. And along with that, you can see these colorful spikes here. Okay, these colorful spikes here, which are very vibrant in nature. First of all, they are very vibrant in nature, and they represent themselves as very strong. Along with that, they are representing readiness also, right? They're representing that we can be molded in any way as well. If of course AI is future, we can mold ourselves in that as well, right? So this is something which is very, very vibrant in nature. This represents vibrancy, this represents resilience, and this represents strength of India as well. And that too, we are able to make ourselves, and that too specifically in AI. So this has been the logo itself. Related question can be asked in GA. From GA perspective, it is important, right? And this year it has been asked as well. Okay. When I talk about the theme itself, when I specifically talk about the theme, what has been the theme here? Welfare for all and happiness for all. They're clearly saying that when I talk about AI should be very helpful for us. It should be helpful for people. It should not be worth of replacing people only. It should help people to grow. It should be like I should be able to utilize it for people. It should be utilized for welfare as well, right? From the welfare perspective also, it should be utilized. And of course, for dealing with a lot of problems also, for providing social justice as well, it should be utilized. It should be very people friendly. It should be very people centric also, right? So these are the areas which have been covered in. Now, slowly and steadily, we'll be talking about other areas as well. Before we start, remember, Abhi tak, we've just taken an idea about it. What is the meaning of India AI Impact Summit and why it is very important also. Now, how can you people can utilize it for your answer? So always remember, it is important from GA perspective. And in RBI 2025 also, one question has been asked related to India AI Impact Summit. Okay. From GA perspective, it is super important. You can use this from the perspective of answer writing also, right? From the perspective of answer writing as well. If you people get any question related to that, as in if any question related to, AI, which where you people see that, of course, these are the investments which I can use there. This is how I can represent, and this is how I can utilize the information present in India AI Summit also. You can, of course, utilize that, right? When it is all about technology, when it is all about futuristic technologies like AI, you can utilize various of the initiatives that has been implemented in India, and you can mention them. You can actually increase the quality of your answers also by mentioning these many initiatives which have been implemented during India AI Impact Summit. Okay, so I think you people are clear with it. Along with that, this says that where we are having various of the pillars of it, right? We're having various of the chakras of it as well. So we'll be talking about these also. Related question can be asked in GA, that how many pillars we are having, how many chakras we are having, right? So through this particular image, we'll be talking about, or you just consider it as an infographics only. We will try to cover it very, very holistically, right? So of course, AI for all. This was the declaration that was made in New Delhi only, and on 20th of February it was concluded, where a lot of leaders from foreign countries took part here, right? You people could have seen images also, right? Of course, like you people could have seen the cases of Bilgotia University and of course other cases also. But the main focus is about the main focus is about how did we utilize it, right? The main focus is specifically the static portion of it as well. So remember, we are having 3 sutras of it and we are having 7 chakras of it. Remember that. Okay. So one by one, we will be talking about those chakras and of course sutras as well. Direct question can be asked in GA portion. They can directly ask you how many sutras we are having and how many chakras we are having. So remember, the first sutra is known as people. When I say people, it means AI should be people centric. It should be working to give benefit to the people, right? It should be very human centric. Okay. Next is, for the planet, I should be able to utilize AI, right? We are having a number of problems here. We are having number of problems associated with environment also. We are having number of problems associated with forest also. We are having number of problems which are associated with the wildlife also. We are having number of problems associated with the climate change as well. So we should be able to utilize the AI for providing solutions of that. If it provides me easy solutions, then of course, bravo. AI is working very perfectly. And for progress as well, as I'm talking about inclusive growth. Remember, inclusive growth is a separate topic which can be asked in the paper, right? Inclusive growth जैसे जो topics है ये paper में पूछे जाते हैं, descriptive में पूछे जाते हैं. So what is the meaning of this inclusive growth here? It clearly means you're not all focusing on the numbers only, but you're going beyond than that, right? When you try to go beyond than that, that becomes inclusive growth. So I should be able to see humans also. It should be very welfare oriented as well. From that perspective, if AI is helping me, then of course, again, bravo, it is helping me there also. It is very human development oriented. All right. So along with that, it is having 7 chakras also. So one by one, we'll be talking about that as well. First of all, it says that democratizing AI, no big data mapping is of course part of it. So it clearly says that democratizing AI sources is very important, right? Democratizing AI sources is very important. I need to ensure that these are the sources which are actually accessible to all. Along with that, economic growth and social good is of course part of it. So economic growth and social good clearly says I should be able to utilize data. I should be able to utilize, this AI for economic perspective growth and of course from social growth as well, right? So it should be acting as what? That is economic and economic growth and social good only, right? Third is about secure and trusted AI itself. For example, if I want to increase good governance per se, so if I'm using AI in that, it should be very secure in nature. It should be trusted as well, right? If I'm having, for example, if I'm not at all sure about this AI per se, so of course it is going to impact me a lot, right? I won't be able to use it. Why? Because there is a lack of trust. So it needs to increase its trust here. Secure and trusted AI is, of course, something which is part of it. We are having AI for science as well. Human capital development is also part of it. Access for social empowerment is also part of it. Resilient, efficient, and social infrastructure, sustainable infrastructure is also part of it. So these are the 7 pillars which are very, very important. These are the 7 chakras which are very, very important here. They can directly ask you in the paper how many chakras we are having and how many sutras we are having. This is very important. Now remember, here we talked about using AI in each and every sector. AI for women also, AI for reducing inequality as well, AI for agriculture sector also, banking is also part of it, judiciary, healthcare sector, education, everything. I want to experiment AI in each and every sector. Okay. So agriculture, for example, what are the initiatives we are having related to AI which are there in agriculture per se? So we are having Mosam GPT, right? We are having Kisan E-Mitra also, where it is actually helping me to give them climate as well as pest advisories as well. Now you tell me in the comment section that in Union Budget 26-27, in Union Budget 26-27, one AI integrated tool has been released associated with agriculture. What is that? You please mention that in the comment section. I'm going to check it out. Specifically associated with banking sector as an RBI, we having MuleHunter.ai also, which is real-time fraud prevention, which provides me real-time fraud prevention here. It clearly says that, for example, you're having any fraudulent activities taking place, you need to consider that. Judiciary. For judiciary, we are having Bhashani integration, real-time translation here. And this is just not for judiciary only, but this is specifically for good governance as well. Good governance as well. Now, what is the meaning of Bhashani? It is one of the AI integrated translating tools. I'm just writing it here so you remember it, right? Remember, Bhashani is the one which is AI integrated translation tool. It is AI integrated translation tool, right? This is AI integrated translation tool, and which clearly says, for example, if there is one conversation, or maybe if there is any formal discussion going on in English or maybe Hindi only, and if there is an individual, right, and maybe this formal discussion and conversation is specifically, or maybe any decision making is getting done for the areas like maybe Punjab, maybe J&K, maybe Gujarat, and maybe South, states as well. But what about those people who do not understand this English and Hindi? Right, and even if the decision is getting taken for them only, still they're not all able to understand that. Just why? Because there is a barrier here, which is a communication barrier. So I need to ensure that the material and the communication and the information should reach out to them in their own language, in their own regional language, in their own regional language. If I'm able to give them information in their regional language, it is going to increase the access of information. Access of information will be increased, okay? And accordingly, they will get help here. Good governance will be increased accordingly, okay? Accordingly, good governance will also be increased. Remember that, okay? All right. Then we are having healthcare also. So we are having AI screening as well. For example, it is conceived as one of the best tools which is helping me in screening, because sometimes it is very, very, tough to screen, TB related cases, maybe breast cancer related cases, and maybe detecting it, right? And that too in the early stages is very important. So these are the screening tools which are going to help me in analyzing and maybe screening TB and breast cancer related diseases as well, right? So problematic situations here. So these are the areas, and these are few examples only which are very, very sector specific, right? So these are the global deliverables also. Remember, it clearly says that we are having these trusted AI commons also, AI workforce development playbooks as well, global AI impact commons as well, and we are having the charter for democratic diffusion of AI as well, which is making affordable access to models as well as computers also. Along with that, recently one report was released by Niti Aayog also, right? Let me write it here only. One report was released by Niti Aayog as well. Niti Aayog released one report where it talked about AI integration in the informal sector. In the informal sector, it clearly said that of course AI is the one which is replacing jobs as well, And if it keeps on replacing jobs, and it is replacing jobs of those individuals who are highly skilled individuals, who are high skilled individuals, right? For example, someone is a graphic designer for say, someone is a content creator for say, someone is a video editor for say, it is replacing their job. So what do you really expect? And their job is of course highly skilled one, right? But still it is replacing them. So what about those individuals who are, who are here with the low skills? Of course, it can easily replace them. So we need to guide them. We need to provide them skills so that they also become tough to replace, because AI can easily replace them. When AI is worth of replacing high skilled individuals, then where are these low skilled individuals going to go? I'm talking about informal sector where around 90 percentage of the workforce is working. Around 90 percentage of the workforce is working. It means they contribute a lot in the GDP as well, right? And if they get replaced, of course, our GDP, the contribution towards GDP somewhere or another will get very uncertain in nature. So we need to do something of that. We clearly need to do something here. Otherwise, they will be able, like, they will be completely replaced, and I won't be able to achieve my broader objective, which is Viksit Bharat by 2047. I won't be able to achieve that objective here, right? So if you want to achieve it, you need to guide them, you need to provide them skills. If they become skillful, then only they will be like becoming specifically, they will not be like easy to replace. Of course, it will be very tough to replace them. Now these are the key initiatives which have been introduced in this particular summit. So one by one we'll be talking about them in the coming slides. But before that, remember, I talked about the principles here, right? That is people, planet, and progress, how AI is helping them. So remember, for people, AI enabled solutions are empowering citizens by expanding healthcare access through telemedicine, also diagnostics, also personalized education, also, and that too through learning, and securing financial system through fraud detection as well. For planet, AI is enabling smarter and more sustainable practices in the agriculture through crop expedition, precision farming, right? Along with that, drone-based monitoring is also part of it. And of course, analyzing pests and helping them in pesticides also, helping them in becoming very efficient as well as effective also is also part of it. Similarly, progress. So AI is strengthening governance, and that too through language translation of court judgments, improving service delivery, enhancing everyday efficiency through multiple applications in food delivery, mobility, and personalized digital services, which is reflecting a shift towards inclusive and accessible technology for both rural plus urban India. So these are the major principles here. Again, telling you, direct question can be asked in GA. Direct question can be asked in GA. Okay. So these are something which are very, very important. You need to understand. You can utilize it in the descriptive questions also, right? In the descriptive answers as well, you can utilize it. Remember how it is helping people to grow. Remember how it is helping my planet, right, to come up with a solution for my planet. And accordingly, you need to remember how it is helping me to progress as well, right? So these are the three major areas. Remember that. Now these are like, this is just a like picture of whatever we've done here. Along with that, when I talk about the investment that has been brought in India, as in this India AI Impact Summit 2026. So this is all about investments. This is all about investment that has been brought in India. So we'll be talking about very crux of it. So remember, India secured investment commitments exceeding $270 billion. That is during the India AI Impact Summit 2026. Similarly, infrastructure related investments surpassed $250 billion, while venture capital deep tech investment reached approximately $20 billion here. They aren't just empty promises only. Of course, they are going to be implemented here as well, right? But one thing that I want to mention here, right, that is my concern for say. When I talk about AI, you people already know this is something which is very futuristic in nature, right? This is something which is very futuristic in nature. So, for example, since this is very futuristic, right? So, although we have talked at a very, very macro scale about AI, and maybe we have talked and we have actually given guidelines to MSMEs also, maybe other sectors also, maybe other industries also to work on it, right? But who is going to make plan on it? For example, even if foreign companies are coming here, are investing here, it doesn't mean that we are going to have a perfect plan. I think what is empty here is India's own plan on it, right? India's own plan on it, because we need to plan here. What are the things, like where is the allocation of budget going to be? If this happens here, how it is going to impact India, right? If it happens here, what are going to be its after effects? And how I'm going to plan it in the coming like many years as well, right? And of course, if I'm targeting it, right? For example, if I'm targeting by 2047 that in AI I'm going to grow this much, but what is going to be the annual plan also? I need to divide it further, right? So I think we are lacking somewhere that is specifically planned. And of course, we've given the guidelines how it is helping these many people this much and this much here, but we need to come up with a plan as well. What if it fails? What is the next alternative we are having? So proper plan is something that we in requirement of, and accordingly everything will be planned and everything will be put in a one diary only, where everything will get aligned. Okay, so this is something which is the requirement here. Accordingly, next investment talks about Google's $15, like 15 billion US dollars commitment for the establishment of foundational AI infrastructure in India. And this beyond capital, the company's America India Connect initiative is also going to deliver strategic fiber optic routes, which is increasing digital connectivity that is between United States, India, and locations across southern hemispheres as well. So they are focusing on this also, right? Remember, what is the initiative here? This is, America India Connect initiative. America India Connect initiative here. Along with that, this is specifically about the connection. It means this is between the two of the nations here. America is also part of it, and India is also important part of it, right? Both are important part of it here. Similarly, Adani Group is going to invest 100 billion US dollars in renewable energy powered AI data centers by 2035, which is projecting $250 billion of AI infrastructure ecosystem over the next decade here. So that is also something which is very important for India to grow. Similarly, Reliance ambitious, that is 110 billion US dollar plan that includes multi-gigawatt data centers also, that is already under construction in Jamnagar. Microsoft pledged 50 billion US dollars, and that too by 2030, to expand AI infrastructure across developing countries, and that too with India as a major recipient as well. So these are the many areas, and these are the many investments that have been brought in India. Now let's talk about something which is more important than that, right? This is Pax Silica here. But before we talk about it, before we really talk about it, let's understand what is the meaning of it as well, right? Remember, when I talk about Pax and Silica, remember, silica is the one which is associated with the silicon, okay, which is the foundational material which is refined into silicon and which is used for computer chips as well. So remember, silica is the one which is just not a fancy word here, but this is something which is associated with silicon. Associated with silicon here. Similarly, Pax is the one which has been derived from the Latin word which means peace, which clearly means peace. Okay, which clearly means peace. So what it becomes? Silicon piece. It becomes silicon piece, right? It becomes silicon piece maybe. So that is what it actually means, right? So remember, since US is also part of it, so just try to remember that Pax Silica is the one which is US led strategic initiative, which is being launched in December 2025 only, right? This is US led initiative launched in December 2025 only. It was launched in December 2025 only. But then the purpose arises, what do we require it, right? Why do we require it? So the government clearly says, and when I talk about this Pax Silica here, it clearly says I do not want to be over dependent. I do not want to be clearly dependent on one country only for the availability of the critical materials here. Okay. To just secure and to build a secure, resilient, innovative, innovative, driven global supply, and that to its semiconductors, and that to add artificial intelligence also. Because for that, for example, when I talk about artificial intelligence, and even when I talk about semiconductors, right? For example, taking an example of semiconductors, what in requirement of here? You are in requirement of critical minerals. You are in requirement of critical minerals, right? So when you require critical minerals, and when you find that there is one nation only, which is China, which is handling major global supply, which is handling global major supply, it means you have to be dependent on China here. Dependence on China gets increased. Dependence on China gets increased. So there will be over relying on one nation, and that too for no use. What if we try to allocate the resources somewhere else as well? So it clearly says that it aims at bringing friendly and trusted countries together to reduce coercive dependence on the countries like China, right? Protect material and capabilities foundational to artificial intelligence, and ensure aligned nations can develop and deploy transformative technologies, and that to its scale. Okay, US department is part of it, so it suggests stability and prosperity. While silica is the one which is talking about the foundational material here, which I've already told you, it represents the vision of bringing global stability that is anchored in the trusted technology supply chains, right? Now, when I talk about the supply chains, so supply chains includes what? That is silica stack supply chains. So just try to consider silica, or you just write silicon as well, right? You just write silicon here. Right. So when you talk about the global supply chains here, so securing the entire silicon stack is something which I want to achieve, right? And that too from critical mineral extraction and refining to advanced semiconductor manufacturing and AI infrastructure also. Along with that, if I want to ensure this, supply chain security here, if I clearly want to ensure the security of it, accordingly, it clearly says I want to reduce dependencies also. I clearly want to reduce dependency on few of the nations only, like China, right? Like China, since it is having high dependency here, it is somewhere or another going to be in a problematic situation as well. Economic order, very, very important. That has been, where we have seen it's present in the economic survey itself. So establishing a durable framework just to drive EI powered prosperity, that is among trusted partners, through joint initiatives, investments, and maybe policy alignments also, right? Along with that, a core strategy goal is to just maintain a technology which is led by ensuring member nation remain at least 18 months ahead of the competitors in research and development. So this 18-month ahead is also very important. 18 months ahead is also very important so that we can cover the gap. We can clearly cover the gap. For covering the gap, it is very, very important, right? So this is another initiative which has been taken into consideration here. Okay. Along with that, why it matters? Because Pax Silica aims to secure supply chains, right? Ranging from critical minerals and of course to the advanced manufacturing. All of these areas are the concerns for India. And of course, it is going to help New Delhi's growth in technology heavy sectors where it currently lacks, deepening its imports dependencies, and we are majorly dependent on the countries like China for it. India currently lacks in the global scale AI infrastructure and stands to gain from the likely investment in the partnership under the initiative here. Its entry in the Pax Silica comes with a considerable investment commitment by the US companies in India AI infrastructure here. Just try to find it as one of the alternatives only, right? One question for all of you, since India has become part of it, right? India has become part of it. So there would be other countries also, right? Pax Silica mein, there would be many countries. There would be many countries. So you tell me, जो हमारा इंडिया है वो कौन सी कंट्री बना है, मतलब ये जो है इसका पार्ट बना है, right? But is it 12th, is it specifically 10th country to be a part of it? Is it specifically 12th country to be a part of it? Is it specifically 20th country to be a part of it? So which country it is, right? At which number it is? At which number it is, right? So you tell me in the comment section. All right. Next initiative we are having is India Mission 2.0, India AI Mission 2.0. Now, clearly telling you, India AI Mission is nothing but just an extension of India AI Mission 1.0 only, right? 1.0 only. So where lot of help has been provided in search or in specifically in means of deepening the research. Development is also part of it. Widespread adoption of artificial intelligence across sectors also part of it. So the renewed mission aims to accelerate AI innovation, strengthen indigenous research and development capabilities, ensure meaningful diffusion of AI technologies, particularly for research for India's vast MSME ecosystem as well. By embedding AI into small and medium enterprises, the government seeks to enhance productivity, competitiveness, global integration as well. Okay. Along with that, when I talk about MSME focused AI stack on the lines of UPI, I clearly say that India is preparing for the next phase of its AI mission with a very strong focus on creating bouquet of ready to use AI solutions that too for MSME so that we can bring surge in the MSMEs. Along with that, it is boosting compute capacities and democratizing access also. Recently, what has been added here is 220,000 GPUs to the existing 38,000 only. So we can increase the AI computer infrastructure. Unlike many countries where AI infrastructure is concentrated in few corporations only, India is working to ensure broad-based access to AI compute capacity here. Several of the sovereign AI model has been launched at the summit and have said that we have actually outperformed as well, right? Global recognition clearly says that India is now among the top 3 AI nations globally, right? Top 3 AI nations globally. Now you need to mention in the comment section that since we are the third year, right? Since we are the third year, we are the third nation in it. So you tell me that who is the top first and second, right? You tell me the names, names of the countries. You tell me the names of the countries. They are very famous, and you people would be knowing about them as well, right? So the next year, we will be having more than 200 billion of investment could flow into the ecosystem, and which is going to promise me as well, right? So in like sovereign AI, beyond models is also part of it. So it includes indigenous chip development, infrastructure and control systems, and scalable applications are also part of it, right? In a similar manner, we are having Manav roadmap for human-centric AI also. So first of all, let's talk about what is the meaning of Manav, and accordingly we'll see MANAV framework as well. So remember, it has been launched by the government only, but these principles are to be translated into actionable outcomes on various of the sectors such as education, healthcare, while developing AI models also. It clearly says how we can utilize this Manav, how we can utilize AI into various of the aspects here, into various of the sectors here. So the first one is moral and ethical system. Moral and ethical system. So it includes fairness, transparency, and human oversight also. For example, national education policy prioritizes digitalization and AI literacy also. So that is a famous example of it, which includes moral and ethical system. Next is A, that is accountable governance. So it provides transparent rules, robust oversight, and clear institutional responsibility also. In a similar manner, we are having India AI mission, right? Now, India AI mission 2.0 has been released, which institutionalizes standards for maybe responsible development and monitoring AI system also. In a similar manner, N stands for what? That is national sovereignty, right? So it secures critical data sets, strengthens the domestic compute capacity, fosters the indigenous AI development model as well. So we are having for that India semiconductor model. Okay. Similarly, AI, like A, accessible and inclusive AI as well. Accessible inclusive means what? It is able to reach to the maximum people. So DPI system, right? Such as Megra, GI Cloud. It is one of the best AI solutions to scale affordably across sectors by democratizing access to the shared computing sources as well. Last stands for what? That is V, which is valid and legitimate systems as well. This includes trust, safety, legality, especially at the time of deepfakes, pose risks to the social trust here. For that, what we are having, that is the information technology intermediary guidelines and digital media ethics code. Amendment rules 2026 has been made, which is formally defining synthetically generated content. Okay, so we will be able to filter out it as well. So these are the major initiatives which have been taken into consideration. I hope each and every concept here is crystal clear to all of you, and major initiatives as well. Now, I have asked you a few questions in the PPT itself. You need to tell me in the comment section. Accordingly, we will be addressing it. Thank you so much. Still having any doubt, you can ask me in the comment section. Of course, we are ready to address it out as well. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye-bye. Thank you.